Netanyahu in his effort of keep expanding its territories beyond its borders, that in an attempt also to exterminate the people of Palestine. And Iran hasn't represented a threat for any country in the region and for any country in the world. Also, this new wave of attacks send also a clear message to the United States. The policy of tacit support for attacks and coordination with Israel, including the use of US bases to attack targets in Iran, could trigger a widespread and an uncontrollable regional war. Also at this point, the US President Donald Trump has been having an erratic behavior. On one side, he is urging Iran to reach an agreement with the United States and also threatening the population of Iran that there are going to be could be a massive attack on Tehran on behalf and supported by the United States. And on the other hand, recently, in a few hours ago, he mentioned that disregarding this conflict and saying that the United States is going to analyze if it wants a direct involvement in this conflict in the upcoming 2 weeks. Also, he's showing that he has not that very much interest in taking part directly in this conflict. It is also saying that it's impossible for Israel to eliminate all the nuclear power facilities that Iran has, which is a diverted speech, a diverted argument that opposes to the statements that he has been mentioning in the past few days amid this conflict that also the United States has been a complicit in, as the United States has been providing Israel with military aid. At the moment, currently, the United States is involved in some way, not directly, but it is sending arms, it is sending warships, it is sending intelligence clues on this conflict, and is supporting the Zionist regime of Israel in its effort to keep this war of terror and horror in the Middle East that already has caused the death of hundreds of Iranian and also Israeli citizens on both sides of the conflict and all the parties involved as well. Also, this wave of retaliatory actions have been proving how Iran rejects the policy of subjugation. It is attempting to ban Israel is attempting to ban Iran by force, to force concessions in negotiations according to US-Israeli interest, and this is not a viable strategy according to the main authorities of the country. Iran is not going to bend its knee, and the people of Iran is supporting the leaders in this task, is also very proud of their government for reacting in this way, for this strong response, and has put the name of Iran at the high top of the region in matters of pride, and how it is a moment for the Israeli Zionist regime to understand that there is not going to be possible threat that undermines the willingness of the Iranian people in defending their sovereignty, in defending their soil, and this has given Iran so much strength and so much unity, and not just among Iranians but also among the people of the Middle East. There have been demonstrations going out throughout the main cities of the countries of the region, like Iraq, like also in Turkey, Istanbul, and many other countries worldwide. There was also a massive and huge manifestation in Venezuela, in Caracas, Venezuela, earlier on Thursday, and this proof that this is a conflict that has risen the awareness of the whole world. It is not only concentrated, the attention is not only concentrated among the countries of the Middle East, but also from all Latin America and the whole world, which is also on the wake of a potential nuclear confrontation between powerful nations that also, the only matter that they are seeking is to impose a policy, to impose a political path in the world, when with great powers such as Russia, such as China and other countries that are pointing and showing the way towards another possibility of future for the humanity, like it is the multilateralism, and also with international mechanisms of integration such as the BRICS, such as the CELAC, such as the ALBA TCP as well, that are proving and having already results that it is much better and is more kind for the humanity to grow and to develop into multilateral ways and in an open and direct trade relations among countries, and also how it is more sensitive for the world to keep providing ways and a much brighter future, especially for the most vulnerable peoples of the world and all of those of the developing countries. So there are other positions and stances on the world at this moment that are also playing a crucial role in this, amid this reality and amid this context of uncertainty, which are Russia and China, that are calling for a peaceful solution and a diplomatic solution. President Vladimir Putin recently, this Friday, spoke at the St. Peter's summit today. That was a summit that was held in St. Petersburg earlier today, and he was mentioning how the world should think and should build better ways and not through and try to reach a diplomatic solution for this confrontation. And even Russia and Russian president show their willingness to serve as a mediating country in this context, and it is willing as well to help the region to reach a peaceful solution, also in a context in which all the countries of the region are aware of the circumstances and the consequences that this confrontation could have for the people, not just for the powers in conflict, but the main victims in this direct confrontation and this military confrontation are the people and the most vulnerable people. So the whole region is attentive on the developing of the circumstances in the region, as it is also a matter of their security as well. Let's recall that Israel is trying to target the nuclear power facilities of Iran, and not to mention the consequences it could have for the civilian people in this matter, because if there is a chemical reaction and a chemical contamination, could have devastating consequences for the people of Iran, but also could spread towards neighboring countries as well. This contamination it depends on the grade of the damage that Israel could actually create on these nuclear facilities. However, it is very unlikely at this moment, because Iran has managed to provide a very strong defense of these nuclear facilities throughout the country, and it is almost impossible for Israel to actually damage these facilities in the country. It is illegal, it is also unfair, it is also very dangerous, the sole intention of Israel to try to damage these facilities throughout. And just because of the consequences it could have, and it could have devastating consequences, and it could be catastrophic for